And today I decided to pull out a Star Wars set to build. And here it is. There's the live stream. It looks like it's running. All right. Cool. 6 bags in this one. And yeah, I guess after this one I won't have too many more helmets left put together that I haven't already. But of course there's also a couple new ones this year that I haven't got yet, so that's that. But it's been a little bit since I built one of these, so but I still remember a decent bit of the building techniques for them and these stop bricks all around it and things like that. So seems pretty reminiscent of some previous ones, but I think this will be a fun thing to put together. There's a few Lego sets to discuss for today's stream that got revealed since the last one, or I guess one of them not revealed but leaked, and that being the the Balrog and Gandalf set, which quite excited for that one, June 1st, as well as the Simpsons house, which I've talked about a decent bit on stream. I'm quite excited for that one, so definitely be picking up that one. June 1st and live stream, yes. I wonder when that is. June the 1st. That's a Sunday. Ooh. That's kind of tempting to potentially go to the Lego store. See if I can pick it up. I think a decent amount of reddish brown and medium nougat for this set color-wise, but of course right now at this point it is the interior structure of it and actually building up the head. There's a promo out right now, the Space Baby promo, that I might have to pick up and get a couple other helmets soon, or at least something. I wouldn't mind picking up that one before it goes in a few days or however long it is. But that definitely seems like a cool promo. Now this part of the structure actually feels a bit different than some of the others that I've built of this line, where it feels like you're actually adding something on to this interior structure. I think it's usually you sort of build onto it or place bricks onto it instead of just adding a sort of cantilevered section onto it, which is what it is at this moment. It's more of a cantilever off one part of it here. There's also some sand green. I guess a lot of these interiors are probably just, for any set really, it's just a bunch of parts that are left over from other things, with all the different colors that get used on them. Am I doing this correctly? Oh, okay, there we go. That solves the issue. At least I believe it will. But this year's helmets seem interesting enough. I'm definitely interested in picking them up before they retire. I need to check my sealed collection to see or not, but I'm not entirely sure if I have the Mandalorian helmet. I think I have all the others, but there are a few that I haven't built, so I need to see, because I don't entirely remember. It's getting to a bit of an issue in having a too large of a sealed collection of sets, is that I forget what exactly I have. I might need to start a brick set page to just keep track of specifically sealed stuff, which would probably be a bit better. So, I don't know, I might reset my brick set account one of these days and just put in all the sealed sets. I think that would be sort of a fun little exercise to try out.
But this one's going together pretty nice now. The last few builds I guess I've done for streams, they've all felt sort of a bit different than each other. Last week's one, of course, the roses, which I did get a vase for to put that in. Looks pretty nice. Actually quite pleased with that one. But of course, I realized the happy plants are coming out soon. Talked way too much about the happy plants last stream, so I won't get into that this stream, but I'm certainly quite excited for them. They look quite cool. There's actually a decent amount of June 1st sets I kind of want to pick up, so I'm gonna have to give it a closer look and actually see what there is to pick up. But I for sure know that above all, I'd like to get the Simpsons Krusty Burger. I'm liking the shaping of what I'm seeing from this one so far. I guess this section of it is the visor area, which looks pretty cool. Liking what I'm seeing from it. This was not really, out of all the helmets that they've made and revealed, this wasn't definitely the one, or one of the ones that just didn't interest me as much, but still wanted to pick it up. But it's I'm actually liking what I'm seeing with some of the shaping in this one. Hello, how's it going? But I think these, it's been a while since I built one of these, but I think every time I have, they've been a pretty fun build. The one of these that just continues to surprise me is just how much or how expensive the TIE Fighter pilot is. Like it feels like it was out for a reasonable amount of time, and it's just completely skyrocketed, and it's really just feels like a really random set to have gone up in price. One set that I've been meaning to kind of look at to see what it's going for is the Vader's Castle. That's one that feel like we're retired around the same time, and I wouldn't be shocked if that one is getting up there, but at the same time, the TIE Fighter pilot really seems to have just shot right up. Which I didn't really think that one was all that great. Really looking back at it, they've definitely made quite a few improvements from the original wave of these sets. But I think they're pretty fun. But I certainly am getting near the end of, or not the end of, but I'd wish they'd cool down a little bit on some of the display sets. As much as I like them, it's getting a few too many every year. I really, now that I guess not everything's revealed, but pretty much everything's rumored, I don't entirely know how I feel about this year of Lego Star Wars. I think it's better than last year in a few ways. I'm really excited for, so honestly, the things I'm kind of most excited for at this point are sort of the stupid things. The gingerbread AT-AT and like the hot rod snow speeder sound kind of fun to me. So I'm excited for those ones. How's it going? That's correct. All right. And the first bag of this one is just about finished. 1 of 6. Now that was a quick bag. Less than 10 minutes. That really was quite the quick one. Yeah, I honestly, like, I've had this one just sitting, pretty much just the box collecting dust for a while. But I don't know, this one definitely, when it got revealed, wasn't like the one I was definitely the most excited for. But I'm actually really enjoying, at least from the first bag, some of the shaping of it. I think yeah, it's I'm liking what I'm seeing from it so far, and I've liked all the sets of the helmet line that I've built, so I'm not really that shocked that I'm enjoying it as much as I am, but it wasn't necessarily one I was super excited for when it got revealed. Even though I do have two of them. So we got Santa. Now I'm built the box when I ordered this. I don't remember last year or the year before that. The box came in like super beat up, so I got sent a second one. So I'm building the beat up box one today, and I've got an extra one. It happened. I think it might have been last year, but I feel like the last couple years I've had way too many cases of getting a beat up box or a box something, and I've ended up with like second or thirds of one specific set. Like I've got an extra UCS tie interceptor, and certainly helped the sealed collection grow. But yeah. Yeah, it was. That was really the only thing in the box that actually got quite a bit damaged. Everything else was pretty much fine, so when I got sent the second one, it was pretty much that. I think maybe there was a promo in it as well that got beat up a little bit, so I've got a second one of those, but yeah, it was. Ooh, now that lines up quite nice. Now, building this one's going to convince me that I want to get the new helmets from May, so I don't know. After this stream ends, I might have to pick up the Kylo and Django's one to get the Space Baby promo. Now, this little section of it really lines up quite nice. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the build so far. It's really quite well done. It's nicely lined up. Now, this set must have been, or would have been quite the pain, I feel like, if it had come out a few years before this, with how brittle reddish brown once was. This set certainly would have, and it even has a bit of dark red there in the interior, so it would have been a real bad one. But yeah, it's I'm liking it so far. I guess this is the top of it now. Okay, now I need to find where I put the sticker sheet. Getting this nice dent out of the box, and maybe it's in there somewhere. Nope. Completely forgot about the sticker sheet. Doesn't seem to be in the pages. Well, I'll look at that later, or look for that a little bit later and see if I can find it, but I'll just keep on going with it right now. But it's somewhere, I guess, hopefully. I have, yeah, it seems interesting. Now, the one set that's got revealed or leaked the last few days that actually, I guess the one I'm most excited for is probably the Simpsons Krusty Burger. But after that, quite excited for the Gandalf and Balrog set. I'm quite surprised that you can actually remove it. I was not expecting it. I was sort of convinced that it was going to be stuck into the back of the build, and you were just going to have a head of the thing popping out of the background. So, quite pleased with that. It's, I like it. Some 1x1 tiles, not as much as the trash compactor diorama. I don't think I'd ever want to build that set again. A few too many 1x1s for my liking. That one was definitely a lot to build that one. But I do like the look of that diorama. I think out of all the display set type sets, I think those, at least a few of them, are definitely some of my favorites of the 18 plus stuff. I'm interested to see what comes at the August reveals aren't even here, and I'm already thinking of next year's stuff, but I guess it probably isn't that far off until there's a few leaks about next year's stuff, so I'm interested to see what they'll be doing for be interesting to see if they keep on doing all the buildable droids that they've been doing the last little while. So there's certainly been quite a few of them. Now this one's really starting to take shape now. Didn't take very long. Good set. I found a place for it, so I'm happy for that about that. I actually found a place where I can put it. I think that's that's a pretty solid UCS set. I think that honestly this might be my favorite UCS set they've done. I quite like it. It's the build is really quite well done. Yeah. And a vase for the roses back there. So a space for them as well. Alright, the neck maybe of this or something else. I guess there's still the whole bottom of the head, but the top of it is pretty much done, I think. Alright, strike 3. On to the medium nougat section of the build. I ordered a decent amount of medium nougat parts last year for a few things, so definitely have used a decent amount of this color. Actually, I think on Pab they had quite a bit of medium nougat over the last little while, from just arches to masonry pieces to really a whole bunch of things. Definitely seen a lot more masonry parts on Pick-a-Brick the last little while than I had for a while. got some lavender, I think it was, not too long ago. Some white. Wouldn't mind some dark red. Would be a nice one to get a hold of. Yeah, that's definitely an advantage of the Lego flowers. I don't know, out of all the helmets they've done, which one I like the best. I was quite pleased with the Phase 1 Commander Cody. I thought that one was really well done. I like Jango or Boba Fett's one, the original ones. I thought that one was really well done. I'm interested to build Jango's and see the differences in it. Yeah, I thought Rex was pretty good as well. I think the Stormtrooper or Darth Vader are probably my least favorite of the ones. The Stormtrooper just is one of the earlier ones and just felt like it wasn't as well done as a few of the others, but was quite pleased with a lot of the other ones. Now that lines up quite nice. This is a pretty well built one. I'm interested to see if the helmet line gets replaced, or if Star Wars will ever do it like what they're doing with the Marvel ones right now, with the bust with the shoulder bits of the character and then a small head with a minifigure included. I'm interested to see if they decide to move from these type of ones to those. Build-wise, these are certainly a whole lot better than those, but I guess there's definitely the interest in minifigures would, but if it was just basic characters, the minifigure would really add no real interest to it, so it'd have to be something interesting character-wise for that. But excited for the Iron Man one of those, to get the Mark IV, which I'm very excited to add that to my Hall of Armor. Bit disappointed there's not any more than that from this year for Lego Marvel for Iron Man suits, but got both Iron Patriot outfits, which is interesting that they both came in the same year after quite a while since the last one. I was quite surprised that they ended up doing a completely different figure, even though it is, of course, different. I was sort of surprised because they definitely don't tend to do that all the time. Now this one feels like it's going by real fast. Must have to slow down at some point here. Is there 7 bags? Oh no, there's just 2 and 6, I guess. Oh, I need to take apart that first one I did. Placed one of the plates on top of another. No, I haven't gone to, well, they've been for the last week. They were pretty much on the road for a couple series, I think 3 series in a row, so it's been a little bit, but they just finished up a series against the Rays during the week, but I don't plan on going to any this weekend, but at the same time, there's a chance, I guess. I'll might look at tickets if they're playing on Monday. I don't know if they are or not, but it's I think it's Victoria Day here, so we'll see if they're playing, and might check out a game then. Yeah, I don't even know. Terrible fan. I don't even know who they're playing tonight. But somehow they're only like a game or so under 500, which I'm completely surprised by. It hasn't been the best start to the season, but somehow they're still kind of there, which is surprising because they haven't done great. It's either like it's almost like once a week when they actually figure out that they kind of need to hit and pitch, do both of the things to win games, because most of the time they just do one, and that tends not to work. So yeah, they've had a lot of games over the last week or so where they've blown it in the 8th or 9th inning, which not great there. But yeah. But yeah. And they've lost a couple of series to division rivals over the last couple weeks, so that hasn't been great. And also losing a series against the Angels, not great. I realize now they've actually lost a decent amount of games, it feels like, to under 500 teams, and have played decent against the above 500 teams, which bit odd. But yeah. But I'll definitely, I think, check out a game over the next little while at some point. Some telephone pieces. That's interesting. I really like how everything's lining up with this one. It's certainly coming together and looking quite nice. But one thing for sports that I have been doing for like the first time really ever, I've actually watched hockey for really the first time pretty much ever, so that's been kind of fun and quite fun to see Toronto blow series leads, which it's been fun to watch. I think they actually play today, so it'll be fun to see them lose tonight and lose 4 games in a row. That's great. But yeah, I think the Blue Jays do play tonight. I'm assuming they do. They don't usually have Fridays off, so I'm assuming they're playing a game at home. But I realize now, I think it's probably actually not that busy down there. No, I guess they have still the viewing parties and stuff outside of the Scotiabank Arena, so I guess there'll be fans of both the Maple Leafs and the Blue Jays down there tonight, and it will be quite busy. It was certainly quite busy the last time I was there when both things were happening. So yeah, I don't know if I want to go down there if they get it to a game 7. I don't know if I want to go to a Blue Jays game while that's going on, especially if they lose. So, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. good for them though to actually be doing well. I guess when I was there last year, they weren't doing that great. I'm really surprised by Baltimore. So, oh wow, that fits in there. Quite nice. This thing's actually quite surprising me just how good it is. It's a solid one. Well, it'll be interesting to see. I know, I think they have like a Barbie giveaway coming up. I kind of want to go to that game. I want to get myself a Blue Jays Barbie shirt, because why not? So, might go to that game, because I think it's a weekend, so a little bit easier to get out to that one. But, yeah. Alright, a lot of tiles on this part of the build. Yeah. It's, I like those. I think the last few years they've had Hello Kitty promos. Now I wouldn't mind, because I'd seen a decent amount of teams have them with the Funko giveaways. Those look pretty fun. Of course, Seattle getting the most of them, with Funko headquarters, I believe, being right there. But like, I think I've seen the Red Sox get one at some point, and I think the Giants as well. I think last year had like a I think they had a Giants Darth Vader for their Star Wars Day promo. I like those Star Wars Day promos that the teams have. They always look pretty cool. I think the Blue Jays had like a Chewbacca bag over the one the last couple years. They didn't have one this year though, which was a little bit surprising, because I think they were playing at home. But I think that weekend they had a Minecraft giveaway, so they didn't I guess want to have two big giveaways in one weekend, spread it out a little bit. But yeah, those are always fun. That's cool. That sounds like a cool one. I don't remember the Blue Jays ever doing a bobblehead for Star Wars Day. I think it's always been like a t-shirt or a hat or a bag of some sort. Like, I think the last one I remember them doing was for Chewbacca. I think was the last one, was like a furry Chewbacca bag, and the strap was like his belt. So I think that was the last one, but that one sounds a lot better. I love the bobbleheads. They're one of my favorites to go to. I realize now, building this one, it's been a while since I watched Return of the Jedi. I haven't started watching season 2 of Andor yet, but I did start yesterday re-watching the first season of it. So once I finish that, I will start watching the second season of it, and then I kind of feel like doing Rogue One, and then the next 3. Give those give those a watch. Watched Revenge of the Sith not long ago with the theater re-release. I saw that one in 4DX, which one of those gimmicky theater things, which it was fine. But I think at this point, in more special formats, the one I just always would go to is go to the IMAX ones. They're always, I think, the best to go to. I wish I had gone to go see Sinners in 70mm, because there was one not that far away from me. But I saw it in IMAX, and it was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Remember seeing Oppenheimer a few years ago in 70mm, and that was alright. It was fun. One of my favorite theaters in Toronto has a decent amount of their ones in 35, and then a few in 70mm a couple times each year, I think. So, yeah. Movie tangent. That one was... No, I think this is the exact same section that just put together, just flipped. Now this build, I realize, is really coming along quite quick. This stream might end up being less than an hour, so I realize I should probably get into the Krusty Burger and how I like it so much. I'm so happy with the build of that set. I thought they were going to do it a bit different than the style of the old ones, and to keep the same general style of the old ones it's so cool, and the minifigures are just so great. Having Sideshow Bob as a Lego minifigure is one of my favorite, probably, Lego minifigures I've ever seen. Even though the outfit itself is not, like, if it had been like the HMS Pennyforth Sideshow Bob, that would have been really cool. And if they ever do a CMF Series 3, I want that minifigure pretty bad. I've seen a couple Mission Impossible movies, but I really couldn't tell you which ones I've seen and which ones I haven't. I really don't have that much interest in the series, but I might go check it out just to buff up my movie watching list for this year. So yeah, I might go and check it out at some point soon. But yeah, the Krusty Burger is quite the set. It's I think going to be one of my favorites from this year. Honestly, I think it's going to end up being number 2, probably, to the Black Pearl, which I can't wait for that to be revealed. Yeah, I feel like most times when I go into like an action movie like that, I really don't care all that much about seeing the ones before it, but I don't know. It's either I just go and watch it for me and just watch it by itself and have a decent time watching it, or I decide that I should see every single one that they've come out with and do that. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'll probably will see it, but I don't know. I don't know when. I think I went to see Barbie. I think it was when, and I just never. I think one day I just headed over to the theater, and I was thinking of seeing the first one of those, that part 1, and ended up instead going to see Barbie, which was a fine movie. Wasn't too bad. But yeah, I feel like that one had pretty, I think, was recognized or considered quite highly. I have no clue how many of those movies there are, so Um, I don't know if I'll re or watch every single one of them. But I remember seeing one of them a few years ago. So I don't know which one that was, but and I maybe saw another one before that. Like I would say I've seen maybe 2 or 3 of them would be my guess. I certainly haven't gone out of my way to see any of them, but I've seen a couple of them in theaters, just going with someone else and almost being dragged along to it, in a way. Now, the movie I'm most excited for coming out very, very soon is Wes Anderson's The Phoenician Scheme, which has got the marketing for that has really ramped up over the last few days, and I am very, 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 very excited for that. I like I so it's coming out June 6th in select theaters, which I believe are only Los Angeles and New York. Part of me is considering heading to New York for a day and going to see Wes Anderson's The Phoenician Scheme, just so I can see it a week earlier than it would show up in theaters around me. And then go and see it again and again for a couple times. Yeah, I definitely haven't. I'm sure I didn't see the most recent one. I think it's probably like 2 or 3 movies ago was like the last one I've seen of those. But yeah, I'm very excited for the Phoenician Scheme. So excited. Okay, breaking stuff. That's a good idea. It's an espionage film. After I finish this, I'll find the synopsis for it and see exactly what it says on Focus Features website. Focus Features, the Phoenician Scheme is probably gonna mess up the thing. Okay, that's just the poster now. I want a description. All right. The story of a family and a family business, starring Benicio del Toro as Zaza Corda, one of the richest men in Europe, Maya Threppleton as Liesel, his daughter, a nun, and Michael Cera as Bjorn, their tutor, with Riz Ahmed, Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, Jeffrey Wright, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, Rupert Friend, Hope Davis, and that's about it for the synopsis. Is that it's the story of a family and a family business. That's all it's got on the website. But yeah, I'm very excited for that. I'm quite the fan of Wes Anderson, so I've been waiting for this one since Asteroid City. Actually, I guess technically since his 4 shorts for Netflix, which were Henry Sugar, as well as The Swan, The Rat Catcher, and Poison, which are based off a few of Ronald Dahl's stories, which he's done a few of those. Well, his casts are quite something. They're certainly quite a large ensemble of casts for his films. I don't think most of the people make that much money off them because they're not exactly they don't have the biggest budgets. And actually, I think Asteroid City, the last one, did pretty decent at the box office relative to what he usually gets. But I think most of the cast just does it for fun, and they get, I don't know, a couple pennies, and I guess a lunch, and a place to stay, and they get to film this movie. Yeah, it's on to the stand now. I'm happy with this one. I just need to find the stickers and where the sticker sheet went and apply those. Yeah. They're definitely, they're a bit, I guess, maybe weird at points. But no, at the last, when I was at Asteroid City, his last theatrical release, to give you an idea of the regular audience reaction to his stuff, the couple people leaving the film made the comment that it was the worst film they'd ever seen, and that they would never let their friend drag them to another film again. So that was one person's reaction, or a few people's reaction, or group that I heard about it while I was walking out of my screening of it. So there's that. And when I was recently at a theater and they showed a trailer for the Phoenician Scheme, I could hear one person move over to whisper something to someone that was along the lines of, that was a bit weird, right when they saw the trailer. So that's that. But I enjoyed them quite a bit. They're definitely, well, like, one of his films is my favorite movie ever. The Royal Tenenbaums is one that I quite like. It hasn't been in one of the pages I've seen left, so maybe it's just gonna be at the final page and I'll find it then, but at least there's not too many of them, so even if I can't find it, it's not the biggest loss in the world. So yeah. Hello, how's it going? Now this build's actually sort of coming to the end here. Just now the stand of it, and then the last little bits of the helmet itself. But yeah, it's been a fun build. I've enjoyed it. It's been good to put together. I like it. It might be up there, I think, for me on my list of these helmets. It definitely, just by the look of it, the pictures of it, and the reveal of it, I wasn't overly excited for it many years ago, or a couple years ago, whenever it came out. But it's pretty good. It's solid. Enjoying it. And one thing that, unlike about every other set that I've built the last little while on stream, I actually know where this can go and have a space for it right when this thing ends, which is nice. A lot better than pretty much every other set in the last little while, where I've had not really a clue where it can go. Yeah, I have no idea where I'm gonna put the Black Pearl come September 1st or October 1st, whenever that comes out. Or the Krusty Burger for that matter, but at least that one I don't think is as big. Probably should put that with all my other Simpsons merchandise and figures and posters and such for the Simpsons. I just ordered a couple Simpsons minifigures from Bricklink not too long ago, of a couple that I was missing. Surprisingly, for some reason, I didn't have a Krusty the Clown, so I picked up a regular Krusty to go along with the Krusty Burger, since the one included is not a normal one, but it's a cool one nonetheless. I'm quite actually pleased that they decided to go with something a bit different for Krusty's design.
I was sort of surprised by how few sets that regular Krusty actually comes in, but I guess there really wasn't that much Simpsons stuff to begin with. But sits up nice. Um, but I thought he was in a few more things. Yeah, I was surprised that they went with a different design, but of course those minifigures had leaked months ago from, I think it was Facebook or something, so um, this is how the front face section is going to be built up. Some different, well, Technic bits, most colorful parts of the set so far. Right. Tan. And alright, a lot of tan in this section of it. I don't know where this one lies when it comes to piece count compared to some of the others. If it's on the higher end or the lower end. It sort of feels like it's on the lower end. But I don't know. Interested to see what they do for The Simpsons, if they decide to do anything else, because some of the stuff that I'd really like them to do, they probably will never do, because they're not going to make the first Church of Springfield, nor will they probably ever make Moe's Tavern. So those two are probably off the board. But I definitely wouldn't mind seeing those. But I remember seeing a rebrickable mock not that long ago that had them in a modular style, those two buildings, and I thought they were quite well done. So might have to pick those up and start ordering some of the parts for them. I think it would be a bit of a costly project, but it would be a fun one nonetheless. But at the same time, there's a decent amount of June 1st sets and August 1st sets that I want to pick up. So trying to build like a $1,000 or $500 mock would probably not be the wisest of decisions. Now, what exactly? I don't know what this sticker is. Is this just a black sticker going on a black part? No, I guess it has a few little details in it, but it's not a ton of stuff. At least so far, there's been not a lot of the stickers, and they haven't really added, I feel like, a ton to the build, but hopefully at some point I can find these stickers. Yeah. It's got to be like the first time I've built a set without... Now, this is probably why the thing has gone by so fast, is just not having to stop and place any sort of stickers. I didn't. I'll pick it up at some point, because I definitely would like to have all of the helmets, so I think it's really just this year's ones that I'm missing. So actually, no, I don't know if I have the Mandalorian or not. I haven't built it, that's for sure. I feel like I might have a sealed version of it, but I don't remember exactly if I've bought the Mandalorian helmet. I don't remember. But I do not have any from this year, so I was sort of thinking of maybe picking them up to get the Space Baby promo that they have right now on Shop at Home, because I think it's a really cool promo, and I've got all the other, got the white one, the blue one, and the pink one, so having the big red one I think would be definitely a nice addition to it. Now, the issue is that I know that if I continue trying to get all these Space Babies,
it will result in me wanting to get every single one of the regular astronaut colors, which is not a good decision. And I do it all the time when I get into collecting something. I want to collect every single thing of that thing, so probably not the best decision. But I do want that Space Baby promo, so whether it's now or just picking it up for however much it goes for on the secondary market, do that as well. But I was thinking of getting those helmets to get that threshold, or something else. I don't know. Need to look at something that I could pick up. But at the same time, I don't know if I will, because there are a few sets in a couple weeks for June. For June 1st that I wouldn't mind picking up. Now that issue's already happened, so yeah. Actually, might have to pick up a new shelf. I've actually seen a spot where I could probably fit a new one, and could probably fit a few things on there. Yeah. A lot of nice sloped elements throughout this one. It's actually really cool how this is going to fit on there. It's an interesting looking helmet in Star Wars, and I think I'm pretty impressed with how they've done it. I think it's pretty well done. I'm liking what I'm seeing from it. I really do think it's a pretty solid Lego Star Wars set. I was looking at the K2SO buildable character today and was thinking I want to pick that one up when it comes out. I don't even know if really I don't know if I'm going to be picking up any Star Wars sets on August 1st. I don't know if there's anything from that rumored list that I really want to get August 1st. So, yeah, I don't, from what I can remember of the rumored list of August 1st sets, it didn't seem bad or anything, but I don't think there's anything that I want to get right now. I think I'll just wait on some of the August 1st Star Wars sets and picking them up on sale. I have no idea how much that Rebuild the Galaxy Snow Speeder is going to be, but I kind of want that. I like silly looking snow speeders. I realize I'm actually mostly excited for the stupid sets in the next few months, like the Gingerbread AT-AT and the Hot Rod Snow Speeder. Those are kind of things I'm really excited for. Don't know why, but they seem kind of cool. I think there's a lot more stuff June 1st that I want to pick up than there is August 1st stuff. Some of the Creator 3-in-1 sets are really quite cool. Then there's the Balrog and the Krusty Burger. So I think those are my day one purchases for June 1st. It's probably going to be the Balrog, the Krusty Burger, and the Happy Plants, of course. Can't walk out the store on that Sunday morning without the Happy Plants. If I don't get any of the other sets, I'm getting my Happy Plants. That seems like an interesting one. I don't think I'll be picking it up. I think I'm being more selective with D2Cs, and then at the same time I have picked up multiple in the last couple months, so not really. Yeah,
There's definitely a few D2Cs over the last little while that I've been interested in, but I don't think I'll end up picking them up at any point. Like, there was one point where I kind of really wanted to get the Concorde from last year, whenever that came out, but I don't think I'll be picking up that one before it retires. So now the mouth part of it. Wow, that slides in quite nice. The lack of gaps on this thing. This is really well done. I'm really surprised just how good it is. It's a solid Lego Star Wars set, which I feel like there's a few less of those the last couple years, but it hasn't been too bad of the last few years. And there it is, really good helmet, and it wasn't on the last page, so I have no idea. I'll go through all these pages and see if the sticker is somewhere, but yeah, at least they don't. The really biggest thing is just that I've got this line of just brown where there'd be stickers there, and there. But yeah. Yeah, really, I do like the Concorde, but my Lego store had it on display for a couple months, I'd say. And I think it's just a bit too big, and I don't really, first off, have space for it, but I don't think I want to have something that big that I'm on the fence about. I think, like, the only big sets that I am going to really want to pick up are things that I, like, actually, like, really, really want, like Barad-dûr, which is pretty big, or Rivendell, that is huge, but I really want those ones, whereas the Concorde is a bit less. But, yeah, that's today's stream, building the Leia helmet, and now my mission is to see if I can find, it's definitely not in the box, so maybe when I poured out the bags it just slipped somewhere and is somewhere, but yeah, maybe if I ever create a review of this set, you'll know that I found the stickers, because I won't be taking a look at it without the stickers. So if that ever happens, I found the stickers, or decided to open up my other sealed one, which is not going to happen. But yeah, that's it for today's stream. I have no idea what next week's one's going to be. I've got an Ninjago set to build, but I kind of wanted to wait to finish that until I'd watched the new season to go over that. But I don't know. I've got a bunch of sealed sets I guess I could break open. And it's still a couple weeks away till June. Oh, I realized there's 2 streams until I could do the June 1st stream. So I need to find stuff for 2 streams. I was thinking that I only had 1 stream left until I could build the Krusty Burger or the Belrog set, but I guess not. But yeah, thanks for watching the stream, and I'll see you next week with another one building something. So yeah, that's that. See you in the next one. Bye.